Okay, welcome you all to our newest video. So today, with this video, I'm going to teach you about how to write an abstract for a research paper. Okay, I'm Kasun Pereira from Gampaha Vikramarach University of Indigenous Medicine, Sri Lanka. First of all, we have to get an idea about what we need to include in our research paper abstract. So first of all, and we have to make and understand about the importance of the abstract. So first of all, we have to say that your abstract will seduces the reader and it summarizes all parts of your paper by writing accurately, concisely, and most important content. Then after, first of all, you have to keep some things in your mind. Those are, you have two types of abstract. First one is descriptive abstract and next one is informative abstract. When discussing about the descriptive abstract, it includes words like 100 to 200 words and indicate type of information found in the paper, and it explains about purpose, objective, methods of your paper, but not the results and conclusion. And when discussing about the informative abstract, the most common conference and journal papers are the informative abstracts, and it acts as a surrogate of the research paper, and it summarizes all the parts of your research paper. It includes the introduction, methods, results, and conclusion, and all the parts. Then after, we have to know and follow the guidelines given by the journal or the conference where you submit the paper. If you are submitting an abstract to a kind of a conference or a journal, so you have to know and follow the guidelines given by those journal or the conferences. In there, what you have to make understand about or what you have to follow is maximum or the minimum word count and the structured or the unstructured, whether it is a structured or unstructured abstract you have to prepare, and the formatting guidelines such as the word size and the word font or the font size and the font you have to use likewise. Then after, I have shown here an unstructured abstract. So in a structured abstract, you can see topics such as introduction and background, material and methods, results, and conclusions and recommendations. So that means that in a structured abstract, you can see the contents divided under the various topics like these, right? But in a structured to unstructured abstract, same content is there. The difference is there are topics in the structured abstract. When discussing about the unstructured abstract, you cannot see topics divided in the abstract. As you can see in this example, it is only mentioned the abstract, but no topics such as aim and objectives, methods, conclusion, or the results. And of course, you have to include the keywords in unstructured or unstructured abstract. When discussing about the structure of an abstract, there are 5 sections that you have to include. Those are purpose and motivation, problem, methods, results, and conclusion. And all these sections flow into one another as the abstract is one large paragraph. Now let's discuss about those sections one by one. First one is purpose and motivation. This draws your reader's interest. When you're writing your abstract, you have to clearly mention what is the purpose and the motivation of doing your research. And you have to mention in your purpose and motivation, like what did you decide to, why did you decide to conduct the study? Why is it important to conduct the study? And why does the study is important to the audience and the field of study? As an example, I have shown here rising incidence of rabies among the domestic animals is an increasing concern in Brazilian cities. So, likewise, you can see the purpose or the motivation of doing or conducting this research. Then, after discussing about the problem, the next section. In the problem, you have to mention what is your research trying to understand or solve, and what is your central claim or argument. So, as an example, and I have shown here, the purpose of this research is so and so. As an example, the purpose of this study is to investigate the connection between urban population proximity to jungles with white squirrel populations and the incidence of rabies in domestic animals. Make sure that your problem statement or your section starts with the purpose of this research is. Likewise, you can place your problem in your abstract. Then after discussing about the methods, under the methods, what you have to mention is what did you do and how did you do it. and you have to discuss only the most significant methods you use in conducting your methods or the research. As example, using a cross-sectional analysis, this study analyzed the incidence of rabies in Brazilian squirrels from 2007 to 2015 and measured these results against a similar study conducted in 2011. Right? So in here you can see what kind of an analysis method it is used in the research and what are the things that have analyzed and how it is done. And don't reference other studies here. Of course, you should not insert any references or citations in your abstract. Then let's discuss about the results section. State only the most significant results in your abstract. Link these results to a problem in your conclusion. And when writing the results, you have to think about figures, trends or correlations, any interesting outcomes. And don't be too detailed. You should not include much details when you are including your results in your abstract. As an example for your results, I have shown here the proximity of a dense urban population to Brazilian squirrel habitats was found to play the greatest role in facilitating the spread of rabies to the domestic animals. So I have mentioned here that was found to play the greatest, which means I have linked this to the my problem or the introduction part of my abstract. Then after discussing about the conclusion, and this is your conclusion statement, and you should mention about your implications of your findings, and you should relate the content back to your problem and the purpose. Answer the initial set out questions at the beginning of the abstract. So as an example, and some questions you can think about answering when you are writing your conclusion, you can think about these questions. They are, what do the results mean to context of the problem, and what other unanswered questions are there? So you can include about the unanswered questions because of the lack of information when you are doing the research. As an example, this study definitively answered the question regarding correlation between proximity to Brazilian squirrels and the transmission of rabies to pets. Further studies are needed to establish causal relationship and develop preventive measures. So in here, I have directly mentioned that this definitively answer the question, right? I have linked this uh, conclusion or the link my conclusion part to the problem section. Then after, I have mentioned that further studies are needed, which means that due to the lack of the information, I have to search another or more information or doing further the study. Then after, finally, the tips you have to keep in mind when you are writing your abstract are write the abstract last. You have to write your abstract at the final stage or by the finishing of your research paper. Then after, you have to keep your content in the order. You have to keep the content in the very correct order according to your research paper. And don't copy paste from the full paper. You should not copy paste the content from your full paper into the abstract. You have to rewrite the things by summarizing. Only use highly relevant terms. You have to use only the relevant terms when you are using your or when you are writing your abstract. And please be kind enough to keep in mind that use the most effective and relevant keywords only in your abstract. You should not mention the unrelevant or irrelevant keywords in your abstract. Only the most relevant keywords you should mention in your abstract. So with that, it is the end of this presentation or the video. So thank you very much for being with us throughout the session or the video. And please be kind enough to subscribe the channel. Thank you very much.